Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is a bonus video. So this is the introduction. I know it's normally mounted over on the window there, but what you're about to see is the very first video that I ever cut together and edited to post, and I decided it wasn't the right direction for me to not only start, but to go with the channel. I did put a lot of time and effort into it. I hope you enjoy it. Everything in there is very true, but it's just not how I wanted to present myself, but it's something I've kept in my back pocket and have wanted to show everybody for a while, so I hope you enjoy, and interested to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments there. So, have fun. This is going to be a rough first video. Let's buckle in. Here we go. I don't know how people do this stuff. I'm terrible at it. This is the first time I'm doing it. I seriously don't know how people are so comfortable handling talking to themselves in a camera like this. I don't get it. Let's try this again. Hey everybody out there on YouTube, whoever finds this, hope you're enjoying the video so far. This is the first one. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit rough. I hope you hang in there with me for it. You know, these will get better over time. But today what we're going to be going over are my 2 rules that I operate with when I'm talking to pretty much anybody who's not my family or a very close friend. And why starting something like this with YouTube is really breaking one of these 2 rules. And even for that matter, working on eBay is breaking one of those 2 rules. So, you know, let's get started today. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike. I am a very small part-time reseller in the Chicago suburbs, and it's funny that I say those of you who don't know me because none of you know me at this point. Or maybe it's a few years from now and this has grown and I have some subscribers and you do know who I am at this point. Then welcome back, I guess. That'd be kind of cool. Hadn't really thought of that till right now. But yeah, I'm a very small part-time reseller, and I've really found a lot of fun in following some people on YouTube, and it's helped me along the way, and I just really think it'd be cool to be following some of these folks from earlier on than when they got started on YouTube. You know, when they were as small as I am. I'm at a point where I don't have a warehouse, I don't even have a shed. You know, I'm not working exclusively out of a garage. I have multiple rooms that house all sorts of different things for this. And I'm very fortunate that my wife puts up with all of it. But, you know, it really helps us out. It allows us to prioritize our money a little bit differently. It's not tons of money. It's not like life-changing stuff like I hit the lottery or something. But it's enough for us to change our priorities a little bit. You know, and it helps take a little bit off of the plate. And I think that's what it's really about when you get started doing something like this. So, you know, I'll show you guys all that sort of stuff over time. But again, for today, we're going to be talking about those 2 rules. So let's really get started. So rule number 1, go where the attention is at. This is super important, not just with eBay, but also in life. So let's go with a real world example. Let's say I'm in the job market. I'm not right now, but let's say I was. Real world example, if I'm looking for a new position, I'm not going to decide that I'm going to get into like typesetting or something like that. It's a dying industry. You know, newspapers, for instance, are going digital. Everything's really going digital. So you go where the attention's at. You look in technology, you look in big business, you look in coding, software, engineering, all that kind of stuff. You go where the attention's at. So in relation to this, talking about eBay, you know, you go where the attention is. So if I have something like this pen is not going to sell. I could buy this pen in a pack of like 24 or 48 from pretty much any big box retailer for like $5. So this is worth like 6 cents. You know, and that's before eBay pulls out, you know, their cut and the shipping happens and then you pay your taxes on it, federally speaking. You know, so you got to go where the attention's at. So that's why you like to, you know, you need to stick to things that work. Things that like I know work, video games, big one. Everyone's selling video games. Everybody knows that. Right now, I'm kind of on a stuffed animal run. I made a big stuffed animal deal a few months back. I got like 500 stuffed animals for like $500. or 400 for 400, something like that. Either way, it was all Disney branded and Build-A-Bear. And the big thing with this is that, you know, Disney company is huge, Build-A-Bear is huge. They both have huge followings, and stuffed animals are a bit of a nostalgic thing too. So for some people, you might find an older stuffed animal where it's like, wow, this was just something from my childhood, or maybe my significant other or family member, this is something from their childhood, and they would just appreciate the nostalgia of that. It might be a nice little keepsake, or I know I can speak to it as a parent. There are certain things that like my son loves, and if he were to lose them or was to break, I would replace it for nearly any amount of money. Maybe not any amount, but you understand what I'm saying. So, you know, it could be an instance where there is, you know, maybe there's like a special Mickey Mouse. Oh my gosh, it's tore, it ripped, it's broke, it's lost, whatever happens. You know, I'm going to go try to find a new one because maybe it's not in production anymore, but that's really meaningful for, you know, say that child. So I'm here just trying to put those things out there, and you're tapping into something where people will look for it. It might not be the most regular sale, but if you have enough volume of that specific item, you're going to get those types of sales on a regular basis. But other things than that, outside of like video games and like my personal opinion with stuffed animals, technology, you know, that's a tough one too because you need to test things. So it depends on how much time and effort you want to also put into the listing of your items. You know, you could go into vintage ware, meaning kitchenware, collectibles, glass. But again, you got to keep in mind your shipping, your packing. And that's something that we'll get into with, you know, with shipping, packing, storage, you know, fragile items versus what's not fragile, easy shipping, all that sort of stuff down the road. But these are all things that I take into consideration when I'm finding things. Again, go where the attention's at. And the problem is you're not going to know this out of the gate. I don't know everything. I know like 1/10 of 1/10 of 1/10 of a percent of the knowledge on what resells on eBay. There's some stuff I'm finding recently that I'm like, this is insane how much this goes for. So just don't forget that, you know, you need to look things up. The more you look up, the more you retain, the more you see. It's going to trigger that memory, and you'll go, oh yeah, I remember seeing that somewhere. I can grab it and I can flip it for 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, 50 times my money. There's some crazy stuff out there. You know, but that's rule number 1. All right, rule number 2. So this is the one that actually breaks the mold for me. It goes against my side, you know, going on YouTube here, that sort of thing. Breaks the second rule. Doing eBay breaks the second rule, which is talk about what you know. I don't think anybody likes to sound, you know, unintelligent or uneducated about a subject, especially in a public setting or maybe with a stranger, coworker. You know, even with your family and friends, we don't like to sound uneducated on things, but you're willing to take more of those risks. But I really try to stick to this with people who are not in my family and friends. So with eBay though, there's so much unknown. So like, sure, there's the daily, this is my process, this is how you list, this is how you ship, this is how you know, track, you know, your different expenses, and you configure a net profit and all these sorts of things. But one important piece of this puzzle is that there's so much unknown. So I was talking about this with rule 1. You need to look things up. You're not going to know what sells right out of the gate. I still don't know a lot of what sells, so I kind of get attracted to certain things at garage sales when I go out to be doing my sourcing. You know, this is particularly important. And even going on YouTube, I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff. And so, you know, one big thing that I'm going to focus on here for all of you who don't know me yet, and again, if you know, it's a couple years from now and you're coming back to see, hey, what's this guy's first video look like? You know, welcome back. But that's what the comment section for is here. I'm looking to generate a conversation with anybody who finds this. So with that being said, already going over the 2 rules, I want to know down in the comment section, what do you all know? Like, what do you know about reselling? What works for you? Let's say product-wise, what do you know resells? But again, I want to hear from you. That's why we're here. Let's generate a conversation. Tell me down in the comments. All right, well, we're reaching the end of the video. I'm really hoping that just over time, maybe some people find these and we can have a good discussion about what we're all doing and you know, trying to grow our incredibly small businesses out of our basements, garages, offices, whatever we're doing here for some extra money on the side. You know, it'd be really cool if maybe some people decide to start subscribing, you know, following me, and then, you know, maybe we can just, again, all work together to elevate. That'd be really cool. I'll get into my opinions on the whole like and subscribe thing later, but that's not something I plan on talking about 4 or 5 times a video. I know that that's something that tunes me out real quick whenever I'm watching videos, and I don't want to do that to all of you. I also wanted to say thank you to everybody who tuned in for this first video. You know, it means a lot that you took the time to even take a look at this, because I know I'm a big old nobody right now, and I might stay a nobody forever, and that's okay with me. I'm not here to be somebody. That's not what this is. You know, I just want to try to help somebody, or maybe show, you know, what this looks like without the warehouses or the garages, or, you know, dedicated spaces even. I hope I have one later this year, maybe in my basement, but you know, I'm really excited to share what I know with you guys and my process and my experience. I keep looking this way because my office is that way, my garage is down that way, my basement's right back here behind this door, and I use all 3 of those areas, including my dining room, which is right back there, for eBay stuff. So, you know, again, these will get better. One thing I do is I do have a Facebook page where I just put little things up about what has sold, or, you know, what I've been listing and that sort of stuff, any milestones for the store. So I'll try to be putting that link below. I'm not really sure how all this works yet. I've never posted a video, as I mentioned, so we'll see. But I'm going to try to put that link down there somewhere, along with a link to my eBay store, just in case you guys want to check out what I'm selling in there. You know, and keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff still in there from when I got started, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, this exists in my house, and it has sold once in the last 90 days. I wasn't even considering sell-through rates. So, you know, you're going to see an array of things there, and I haven't pulled stuff down because sometimes, you know, the world surprises me and people buy stuff that has been sitting there for 15 months. And it's always a nice surprise when that happens. But again, thank you. I'm really excited. And until next time, you know, let's get out there and make some sales. All right, and again, that was it. So I know it was a little different than what you guys are used to seeing me do here, but, you know, if you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, you know, and if you're liking what you're seeing so far, hit the subscribe button. You know, you'll get updates on when I'm releasing new videos pretty much weekly now. They're coming out, so I'm really enjoying doing this. I appreciate those of you who are choosing to listen to me and what I'm having to say. You know, if you like the advice, what have you, but, you know, thanks for tuning in yet again, and, you know, you guys take care and get a lot of sales.